Hey, what's going on, my people? How we doing? How we living? It's your boy Moose. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, and got some things to discuss in this video, and we're gonna jump right into it because nobody's got time to waste in today's age in 2026 with AI coming and with all this machine learning coming, and everything like that. So, yeah, like I said, we gotta jump right into it, man. So, all this stuff that's been going on, in case you're living under a rock right now, there's lots of political intrigue about what's going to happen in Minnesota about the fraud that's been happening under the watchful eye of Tim Walz. Okay, looks like there's been Somalis who've been defrauding the government. Essentially, they've been taking some funds as far as like opening like daycares and opening like facilities where they're making up all types of numbers and all types of things where they're just fabricating all and fudging these numbers essentially. Okay, but that's not what we're talking about today. There's a lot of things that's happened in Minnesota over the last God knows how long, let's say decade, last 20 years or so, that just keeps getting swept under the rug, essentially, where there's this like it's this breeding ground for chaos, Minnesota. Okay. And it's like if you don't pay attention, like it always seems like Minnesota seems to be like this place where all these things keep uh happening as far as like chaos. Like it's just it just seems to be like an unfortunate series of events that just keeps happening to this one state. And there's a video, or at least a documentary that came out probably maybe 10, 12, 13 years ago now or so. That if you're into this kind of stuff on the fringe, like as far as like conspiracy things, you may have heard of it before. If not, you may be new to it before or new to it now. But it's called the Gray State. And I remember hearing about this documentary years ago, but now it makes so much more sense as far as like what's happening now and like the unraveling in the country and the as far as like the government footprint, how it's getting greater, and as far as the political powers and essentially all these liberal cities, it's growing. So he wanted to shed light on in his documentary about this. It was like, but essentially he did a film. Okay, he wrote like a scripted film about the state of things and how he thought things may progress in the future or something like to that effect. But he also did a documentary about doing the film and about what inspired him to do the film, which was, as far as you know martial law incoming and then different things about the Federal Reserve, as far as how we're being stripped mind of our power as far as financially being being American citizens, and that the Federal Reserve is just a negative thing, and it doesn't have a good benefit and a positive benefit for the people in America. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it, man, because I thought it was very interesting as far as what's happening in Minnesota, and as far as this guy doing this documentary. Oh, and another thing too, he was killed before he could actually finish his film, The Gray State. So, and he was found, him and his family found murdered in their home in Minnesota. So, yeah, it's lots of weird things that happen on with this. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into it, man. And I hope you guys have stayed so far. I know it's a little long-winded, but let's just jump right into it, man. Appreciate y'all.
I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis when I was 22. That was in 2002. So I've had this disease for 18 years now. And the first 14 years before I started taking this.
If you feel like gold is moving and you don't want to miss out, watch this first. If gold...
Just last night, separation folks, the soldiers of New Jersey.
Last night, I dreamt about how things were.
Of every enemy of the state.
Then I woke up here.
Okay. All right. You see how that movie was kind of showing, how things could be, and kind of not really far off from how things are today. I mean, obviously that's, a little bit far-fetched and a little bit the truth was stretched there, but look at FEMA, man, in that trailer. Could they not be a modern day substitute for ICE right now, as far as what's happening? Martial law, this makes you think. And I know we're going to the weeds with conspiracies, but a lot of conspiracies have came true over the last several years. Okay. And they've always seemed to have come true if you unlock the history books and you turn back the pages of the past. And then it always seems to be like within some sort of years that the truth is released. Okay. So I thought that was very interesting. And I got another video I want to line up for you guys. This one's short, we just want to get into it. I just wanted to spark you guys' interest in this video or in this gray state because I thought it was very interesting. And everything that's happening in Minnesota right now, just it's a little eerie. So
I don't want to live without it. It does so many good things for you. I had celiac disease and I had Hashimoto's. So taking this autoimmune act for me, it was fantastic. It was just a blessing. No, I don't want to live without it. It does so many good things for you. I had celiac.
Bottom line is that something has to be done.
This is an empire in decline. If we don't do something drastic to put the federal government in check, we're going to be doing things the hard way with a violent collapse.
We are already beginning to fall.
sorry, I don't think I had the video lined up with y'all. All right, I think I got it set up now. Let's go.
It's a hard way with a violent collapse.
We are already beginning to fall to the gray state.
We're already halfway there. This is the path we're already on.
Civil war is staring us in the face.
Trends like the slow yielding of our quiet American towns to a choking array of federal surveillance grids, illegal police checkpoints, and literal foreign occupation.
That is exactly the kind of abuse of power that led to the first American Revolution.
What is it that keeps it from happening in the United States? Is this the kind of world I want to live in?
gray state is a symptom. The disease is statism. The morality that we expect ourselves to adhere to, the standards of behavior and conduct. Like when you were taught in kindergarten, don't hit and don't steal, it wasn't unless you're a cop or an IRS agent. You know, when you learned thou shalt not kill, it wasn't unless your dear leader gives you a gun and a badge and a one-way ticket to the other side of the world. Those were moral absolutes, but what we are doing now is institutionalizing them in government and creating this moral exception for people that have the socially granted monopoly on the initiation of force over a given geographical area by calling it government and pretending that it's good for us.
The only thing that makes the government different from any other organization is the government has the ability to compel people to do things via force. You got to look at that whole idea that it's okay for us to do this, but not for you to do this.
They want you to feel defeated. They want you to feel powerless. And that is how they basically get away with rape, theft, and murder. It's like massive Stockholm syndrome.
We see it every day. We see it in the news. We see it on headlines, but people still don't acknowledge it. We are already living in a world where government has become a detriment to human liberty by any measure. It's such an obvious level.
You're already going into a scientifically designed Orwellian control system that is meant to use humans up like natural resources.
The stripping of your rights, your liberties, your freedom, private property, even your free will. That is a great state. And yes, it is real. And yes, it is here.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave it for you guys to decide and to do some more research into that, because I think that's very interesting. And with everything happening now, and you could kind of draw strings and kind of draw comparisons as far as that documentary and then, you know, what we're seeing playing out on the news today. So like I said, it's just a very interesting documentary that I thought that he did at a very interesting time, right before a lot of these things have been implemented, like 10 years before all this stuff started happening with COVID and with the government control of and then the ICE, you know, the illegal deportation of migrants. Now that in itself, it just looks bad. Okay, the optics look so bad from that. Now I know a lot of people voted for that and they wanted to see a lot of migrants get deported and stuff, but I don't think they wanted it to be like this, the way it's been happening. And then, you know, with this lady getting shot in Minnesota, of all places, Renee Good, a couple of days ago, I just thought, I was like, man, Minnesota, man, why is Minnesota always like the place where all these things seem to be happening? Like George Floyd and the riots during the summer of love, during the the summer of COVID, and you know, the Vance Volter guy, you know, saying that Tim Walz told him to kill that Senate the Senate woman and her husband, and then the other guy who was shot as well. So there's just so many weird things with Minnesota, man. Like it's just like you're packing like a box of just like craziness that happens there. So it's like, yeah, man, those are just some other examples that I just thought of, you know, with Tim Walz and then this the Somali fraud. It's like Minnesota, man, it's a great state, like the guy said. And then that guy was murdered, him and his family were murdered in Minnesota. So yeah, Minnesota's got some weird things going on. I'll probably get out of there if I was you, if I lived there. Just because it's like, yeah, it's just bad luck all around. That state seems to be cursed for something. So yeah. But that's it for the video. Like and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow and stay tuned, because I got some other interesting videos we're doing in this channel here. So, but I appreciate you guys. Deuces.